So I've received a lot of comments in response to a video where I talked about eating less processed foods and showing how much weight I've lost and how much healthier I've gotten from doing so. And a lot of the comments are saying things like, and basically what they're trying to get at is if you eat less calories, you'll lose weight, regardless of if it's processed foods or not processed foods. Scientifically, that's true. You could just eat in a deficit and you will lose weight. However, the major thing people are missing with that line of thinking is that if you eat processed foods, especially fast foods like Taco Bell, McDonald's, things like that, the amount of food that you'll need to eat in order to feel satisfied is going to be much higher in calories and most likely much lower in protein. So, in order to hit your necessary protein, in order to just maintain your muscle mass, more than likely you're not going to be eating in a caloric deficit. And if you are eating in a caloric deficit with those types of foods, you're going to always feel hungry. Just to give an example, when I did the math on a meal that would make me feel satisfied from like a Taco Bell or McDonald's, a lot of times just one meal you'd be looking at upwards of 4,000 calories. That's more than I should eat in an entire day, and I still wouldn't be hitting enough protein. Like, I'm not saying that you could never have McDonald's again. If you really want to eat McDonald's that bad, just fit it into your macros throughout the week, maybe once or twice a week. Like, I love pizza. Like, if I'm going to give myself one or two meals a week, splurge and eat something that I really want to eat that I know isn't the most healthy for me, I would actually choose like pizza, probably something besides McDonald's or Taco. Maybe once in a while I will crave something like when the snack wraps came back, I wanted to have one. Sometimes I want a donut. I crave donuts sometimes, which I never really craved before, which is funny. But if I want to have a donut on the weekend, whatever, I'm not going to, deprive myself of that. If I want to have a bagel for breakfast over the weekend, but it is all about moderation, and I just found that eating less processed foods the majority of the time, meaning 90% of the time, is what made it really easy for me to reach my goals. In fact, when I first started losing all this weight, I was mostly just monitoring to make sure I was getting enough protein. I wasn't even counting calories, and I was still in a deficit, and I was still never hungry. Leave a comment, let me know if that helped you out, and make sure you subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching.